In the city of life sciences in Wageningen sits a social science powerhouse. Here's who we are.
The Wageningen Centre of Sustainability Governance is a collaboration between 4 chair groups: the Environmental Policy Group, the Law Group, Public Administration Group, and Forest and Nature Policy Group. These 4 groups come together around this idea of governance and understanding how transformations, inclusive transformations to sustainability, can be understood and theorised. And of course to produce new knowledge on how we can provide greater impact to those transformations in society.
So right now we see that creating and maintaining a sustainable and sustaining living environment is one of the biggest challenges that we have as a society. So within the centre, our mission is to better understand and thereby better address the governance of these sustainability issues. Now, creating this dream team helps us to better achieve this joint ambition in several ways. First of all, it helps us to achieve our ambitions when it comes to research and teaching, especially because we think that a lot of that research and teaching should be interdisciplinary. It helps us to foster innovation more broadly, also within the social sciences, by learning from each other's methodologies. And then finally, it helps us to have a larger policy impact because we can look at the problems more holistically in our shared approach.
The 4 chair groups working in the centre really do a lot of work across a number of research themes. What we want to do in the future, in the coming period, is really work across 3 core themes together. The first of those is to work across circular food systems, the second, climate, water and energy nexus, and the third, landscape biodiversity and conservation. Now, these 3 themes are core to the Wageningen mission. And what we bring and what added value we bring to those themes really comes out through our research lines. And there are 3 of those. The first is transnational regulation and governance. So that's really looking at how we regulate across borders, at a global level even. The second is transformative sustainability practices. So there's really understanding bottom-up change towards transforming in systems which are relevant to environmental sustainability, social sustainability. And thirdly, uncertainty, knowledge and regulation. And there we're really interested in the emergence of known or unknown knowns and unknown unknowns, wicked problems if you like. And associated with that, really looking at how we can develop methodologies that can work in a transdisciplinary sense towards knowledge production, knowledge co-production.
About a quarter of our publications are among the top 10% best cited in their respective field. When you look at the publications that we worked on collaboratively within the centre, you can even see that half of them is in the top 10% best cited. So our collaboration really adds value. And as a centre, we do not only focus on academic research, we also reach out to the rest of the world.
Wageningen, as a life sciences university, has such a strong social sciences department. So I think that as a centre, we're not only keen to collaborate within our centre, because that's obviously something that we've become quite good at and also something that is sort of in our daily way of working. But I think in addition, also as a centre, we can reach out more easily to the life sciences departments that we have in the university. And we can also then collaborate, I think, more easily with them at an interdisciplinary level, because this is something that we do on a day-to-day basis already anyway.
For me, I think the Cluster Fund is one of the most interesting opportunities to bring different researchers together across the centre. I was in the Wageningen Centre for Sustainability Governance Strategy meeting, and myself and a postdoc in law and a postdoc in ENP, we were randomly thrown together in a room, and we realized that we had so much in common in terms of our interests around sustainability governance, but from very different perspectives. So the 3 of us, we decided to come together and think about what would be a really neat project that brings together our expertise, and we decided to look at the Shell court case and pick apart how science is mobilized in very different ways on both sides, and use that as a really foundational case study to understand what is the potential role of science in legal processes that can further sustainability governance. And so I think that's one really interesting example of how the WCSG provides such fertile ground to bring these different disciplinary perspectives together.
So to realise all of these plans over the next 5 to 7 years, we really want to invest in 4 things. We want to invest in an incubator program that supports our staff to develop risky ideas, new ideas. We want to invest in an inclusive academic culture which really has a very strong international focus, both in terms of staff but also in terms of our projects and networks. We want to invest in a shared academic culture which really has debate, academic and societal debate at its core, and we want to develop in a shared management strategy that covers finance and HR but also enables and supports our staff in their acquisition ambitions. So our self-evaluation report's been really valuable to really reflect on what we've done well and what we haven't done well. Really looking at our strengths, our weaknesses, but also plotting out the opportunities and also the threats to the centre moving forward. And that's really enabled us, I think, to come with a coherent plan of where we want to go in terms of investments, but also in terms of developing our new research strategy. And that's an important phase for the centre because we're not that old and we've learnt a lot about each other in the last really 3 years. And now moving into the next 6 years, I think we've got a good basis upon which to really make some strides and develop ourselves around this common theme of sustainability governance.